one of our major missions is to build a feeling of community among all of the population. And you can't really have that feeling of community unless you have a pretty good idea of your history. And so when a group of people came to the council and said, help us with this, it fell right in line with our view of the mission of city government, and that it was very important to have a historical foundation, and that this would be it. And so we're very happy to participate in it. We're anxious to get into it. Yeah, thank you much.
You know, really, I don't deserve that kind of credit at all. It couldn't have been done if it hadn't been for the rest of my board members and others that have given me so much support. I'll tell you, I have a lot of people to thank, and I know I have to be careful so I don't forget somebody. But I think first and foremost, I've got to thank my husband. He has absolutely stood behind me through the whole thing. There's one person I really tell you I miss. There was a fellow with the school district that helped in getting this lease business written up and organized by the name of Roger Schmaus. Through the years, I was able to call up Raj, what do you think about this? Can I just run this past you? I need to think of, I need to do something about this. What do you think? And I'd tell him my problem, and he'd always help me decide what to do. Raj died of a heart attack last year, and I miss him just terribly. I figured it up one day. We have over $80,000 invested in this building in the last 3 years. In the building and grounds, I should say. Out of that, $14,000 has come from the Minnesota Historical Society. The rest has come from the community. I'm going to cut the ribbon, and I want you to come in and enjoy yourselves. And we're going to have coffee and cookies for you. Coffee and cookies will be outside. We'll bring it out here, so we'll have a picnic type day. Weatherman was good to us today.
Okay, cut away, Fern. All right. All right, everybody's welcome. Come on in.
Because the school board actually had a recommendation from the Citizens Committee to demolish the building. I think the building would also thank a lot of individuals who have spent a lot of their own time and put a lot of their own sweat into this building. It would also thank a lot of organizations, the city and a lot of other organizations, for money that they've donated to this building to make this a reality, because you don't resurrect a building from a grave and start over on it and make it look like this one did without some dollars. Probably the building would also thank Fern Moe, because every vision needs somebody to rekindle it if the fires are dwindling, and somebody to interface with all those agencies and organizations. And I know, at least for the school district, Fern was that person, and she kept that spirit alive. So I think the building would say thank you to all of those organizations and people, and to Fern Moe. And the school district does the same thing. We're very appreciative of what's happened with this building. And not only that, but we see it as a potential resource also for the school district and as an educational tool. I'm really looking forward to cutting this ribbon and getting inside the building, because I haven't been in there for 5 years. And I understand it looks a lot different than it looked 5 years ago. So my thanks to all of the people who have played a role in making this building what it is and leading us to today. Thank you very much on behalf of the school district. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, Dr. Renz.
The school district, of course, was the founders of the building. The building resides in the city of Fridley, and the city of Fridley as a community, and the Fridley City Council as a governing body has had a great deal of interest in the development of this museum. And I think at this time we'd like to ask Mayor Bill Nee to come up and give us a few words. Mayor Nee.
There are other members of the council here, and I guess I can perhaps speak for them just briefly. First of all, we do want to express our gratitude to School District 14 for making this all possible, and to Fern and others, Leon, and other members that have put in so much work on it. I think the council has a view that one of our major missions is to build a feeling of community among all of the population, and you can't really have that feeling of community unless you have a pretty good idea of your history. And so when a group of people came to the council and said, help us with this, it fell right in line with our view of the mission of city government, and that it was very important to have a historical foundation, and that this would be it. And so we're very happy to participate in it. We're anxious to get into it. Yeah, thank you much.
Thank you, Bill. One of the organizations that really gave us an awful lot of help to begin with when we first had the idea of starting not only a society but a museum was the Minnesota Historical Society. And here representing the society, and also the fellow that we did really rely on quite heavily to begin with, and we still will and always will, is Dave Nystrom from the Minnesota Historical Society. Dave?
Thank you. You would have to mention heavily. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially Fern, it is really a delight for me to be here to share this afternoon, this moment with you, and to extend to you the greetings and congratulations from the Minnesota Historical Society and its director, Nina Archibald. Welcome to the Minnesota family of history. As I was mentioning to Fern just before this started, I remember that day in, well, actually it was 1984, I think, when we first got together, started talking about this, and I warned her. It wouldn't be easy, it wouldn't be quick, it wouldn't always even be fun, but when it was done, there would be something worthwhile to leave behind for future generations. You know, at this moment right now, we're in June, and there's all kinds of graduations and weddings going on, and you have the proud parents and the doting relatives there watching their baby have its moment in the sun. My wife and I have no children, but I told her this morning when I was leaving home where I was going this afternoon, and I said that I felt like I was a father, or at least a heavy uncle, who was here at the moment of conception, have watched it grow and develop, and the agony and turmoil of growing up is the same for a museum as it is for a child. And now that day has come, that moment to step out and begin to really serve the public, not just the residents, but the visitors too. Our history is important to save. Your history here is important, and now people will be able to appreciate it. The first speaker said, if only these walls could talk. Let me assure you, when you get inside, you will find, yes indeed, these walls can still talk. There are hundreds of stories to be told, to learn as you go inside, and over the coming years, more and more of them will be unveiled to you. So enjoy your museum. It's going to be great. I look forward to continuing working with everyone. And again, let me just thank all of you who made it possible, and all of you who made it necessary. Welcome to the History family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. certainly do appreciate the State Historical Society's help. I started off as the president of the Fridley Historical Society. I think I was at that for about a year, and I all of a sudden realized that I had a number of other activities that were kind of competing with my time, and so the membership of the society elected a new president, Fern Mole. There's just no way in the world I could have done the job that Fern has done for this group. And she's put a lot of time into it. She's put an awful lot of agony into it. And it's not necessarily her whole baby, but it's a lot of it is her baby. And I'd like to have Fern right now give us a few words. Fern?
Thank you, Lynn. You know, really, I don't deserve that kind of credit at all. It couldn't have been done if it hadn't been for the rest of my board members and others that have given me so much support. I'll tell you, I have a lot of people to thank, and I know I have to be careful so I don't forget somebody. But I think first and foremost, I've got to thank my husband. He has absolutely stood behind me through the whole thing. And sometimes I come home and I'm just so frustrated and I can't help but tell him about it, you know. And he helps to come up with a solution. And we keep on trying, you know. Boys, I tell you, when we get turned down on grants and so forth, I would get so down, you know. Almost feel like, well, let's scrap the whole thing. But you can't scrap it, you know. You already got some time and money invested, so you just keep going. And my husband's parents were here this morning cleaning, and they left this afternoon, but I surely have been grateful to them. I'll never forget when we were first, after we got this building unloaded, I came in and here with Grandpa and Grandma down on their hands and knees scrubbing with cleanser, trying to get the stains off the floor in the two rooms upstairs. So they need to be thanked. I just really appreciate that. My board members, the past boards and the current board, just couldn't have been done if it hadn't been for them. The other day, my husband and I were over here working, and there was something that needed to be moved, and no way could he do it, and I'm not great at lifting. So I said, okay, I'll call somebody. So I called one of the board members, Jerry Manley by name. He was mowing his lawn. He left the lawnmower in the middle of the yard and came and helped. Put in about an hour, I'm sure. By the time when his wife got home from work, here was this lawnmower sitting out in the middle of the yard. Her husband's gone. She wondered what in the wide world had happened to Jerry. But that's the kind of help I've had. I mean, Jerry Johnson, you know, he's around during the day. I call him at all kinds of hours of the day, and he comes running. It's just, you know, you can't do it unless you've got the help. I'm not physically able to do a lot of this stuff. I've got board members who have been on a calling committee for at least 3 years, and you know how long it takes to make phone calls to 90 members. And they've been so diligent doing that. You know, and then you start talking about the city of Fridley and their support, financial support, as well as backing us up, the school district. There's one person I really tell you I miss. There was a fellow with the school district that helped in getting this lease business written up and organized by the name of Roger Schmaus. Through the years, I was able to call up Raj, what do you think about this? Can I just run this past you? I need to think of, you know, I need to do something about this. What do you think? And I'd tell him my problem, and he'd always help me decide what to do. Raj died of a heart attack last year, and I miss him just terribly. There's others. Tom Myra, he's in the crowd back here. I call him once in a while, say, Tom, what do you think about this? I'm so thankful that I have people that I can rely on, that I can feel free to just call and you know, talk to like that. Then, of course, we've got our organizations in Fridley, the VFW. They have been tremendous in helping us. The JCs, they started out first thing off the bat with doing something with the outside of the building so it wasn't such an eyesore. You remember, I don't know if you remember how these steps were crumbling so terrible. JCs took care of that. VFW took care of the sign out there. I figured it up one day. Lions Club, well, I should mention the Lions Club first of all. Lions Club came through a couple of different times with just unbelievable amount of money for us. Really great. Figured it up one day. We have over $80,000 invested in this building in the last 3 years. In the building and grounds, I should say. Out of that, $14,000 has come from the Minnesota Historical Society. The rest has come from the community. We owe you people an awful lot. This museum is your museum. And I'm just so grateful, always will be so grateful for all your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Vern. Well, I think we've heard a lot about the sweat and the toil and the cooperation and the money that goes into developing a property like this. And I think we've listened to enough of this now, and I want to get inside and see this thing. I'm assuming that we have a scissor that probably was made in 1890 or something. Okay. You make a few choice words here now.
A few choice words like. A few choice words. I just got through talking, Leon. I'm going to cut the ribbon, and I want you to come in and enjoy yourselves. And we're going to have coffee and cookies for you. The coffee and cookies will be outside. We'll bring it out here, so we'll have a picnic type day. Weatherman was good to us today.
Okay, cut away, Fern. All right. All right, everybody's welcome. Come on in. Yeah, the months do, yeah, absolutely. How you doing, Prairie? You're on, all right. What's this project here?
Well, I'm painting a chair that I rescued.
Sure, yeah, you come.
Hide. There's the chair I rescued.
Oh, you're
From the dump, I think. Well, I bought it at the estate sale, actually, but I don't think it's going to go in. And I'm terrible about rescuing chairs.
Oh, well, listen, you know.
Brought it home and Joseph bought it. I think it's walnut. I'm not sure whether it's walnut or... Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Virgil Werner, you know Virgil Werner? He has Werner's furniture over here and everything.
But that's just during 49 days now. Did you sign? That's all right. Have you signed or registered? Oh, on time. Want to get you down here?
You can go ahead if you want.
They come a long ways for it since I was here a week ago Saturday when I was.
You were here Saturday?
What? Like that, putting up things like clocks and fire extinguishers. Oh yeah, I know.
Stick around for a while or not?
Why? What's the trouble?
I'm gonna get that guy.
Whenever I'm up, oh, is that right? Well, I see that, they're always on this class. I get the seniors in confused, so. Tell me the
A lot of trouble, that's for sure.
by yourself. Yeah. Sure, well, guys, a lot of garden art is supposed to be your own expression, so the way it's supposed to be. We all know that.
What's this?
And then people carve them out. Some days, smiling, some days.
This is the model we're using to carve a head, see? We do it in steps.
Art is whatever you like.
The way you see it, that's the way it should be.
Now what is that?
So I buy this part, and then I had photos made of this, so each one get a photo of it. So they don't have to depend on that. When you got 26 people carving it, they can't all look at it at the same time. So I had a graphic place take some photographs, and they got a good photograph of the steps.
Yeah, this is good.
That was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whole nation thought, well, I mean, they always thought that this was the Netherlands.